I should put the chance to fire flags on.
Yeah, but I think that also increases your chance to get like magazine detonated.
Battle starts.
What's up, folks? This is Steel. Welcome to episode 2 of my match analysis series, this one featuring the Tier 6 American cruiser Cleveland.
Our Nuremberg started backwards.
Nice.
I'm in a division with Captain Crit from the YouTube channel The Taste, and we are looking to start some fires.
Nished. What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm currently in the middle of doing those arpeggio missions for the ARP Congo and ARP Miyoko. I got the cruisers done, I just got the destroyers done, and I've moved on to shooting down airplanes and starting fires. And what better ship to do both than the Cleveland? About a week ago, Crit published a video about the Japanese Tier 6 cruiser Aoba, and in that video, he was surprised to find that he started more fires than the Cleveland that was in his division. So before we queued up in this match, we talked about it, and I was going to do the Cleveland and he was going to do the Aoba again. We are basically going to retest his hypothesis that the Aoba starts more fires.
That's gonna burn, baby.
But by the end of the video, it becomes more about capping and cap resetting. So I'm going to talk about both. As always with the Cleveland, I start off in the anti-destroyer role. This has
Fire
6-inch
on
guns.
the
It's
evening.
what it's made to do.
My rounds are slower than this damn ship. Ooh, I got a fire on them too.
Because we're here to farm fire, we're going to be calling out every time we get a fire
Don't
hit.
get torped, Mutsuki. God damn it.
The reason why this experiment's interesting is because the Aoba has 8-inch guns, and like I said before, the Cleveland has 6. You've probably surmised by playing this game that the game treats the fire chance for these types of guns differently. And the general rule of thumb is the larger the caliber shell, the better the chance to fire. But that's not always necessarily the case because the game treats every ship different as well, essentially for balancing purposes.
I reckon ass is back.
So here's how it works. The game takes each ship's per shell fire chance. They take the tier and the fire resist factor from the ship being hit. They factor in any captain skills that may improve or reduce the chance of fire, and they're called Demolition Expert and Fire Prevention. They then throw that into a fancy algorithm, give you a base fire chance per shell, throw that into the RNG mixer, and what you get is an X% chance of setting a fire on any given ship with a shell hit.
Took your torp tube.
Some of you may be thinking, hey Steel, what part of the ship do I have to aim for to start a fire? Hey man, good question. And I think the answer is pretty simple. Initially I had thought that you'd have to shoot a place where you would get splash damage with HE to start a fire, like a superstructure or a gun port or something like that. But Crit actually did a test shooting from a destroyer against a battleship against the flat side of the hull, and he actually started fires that way. So that means for you, just hit the target. The game will figure out what part of the ship you hit and start the fire in that sector. Let's talk about ribbons next. Hey Steel, how do I get fire ribbons? And from what I can tell, if a ship is immune, you can still get a fire ribbon. But if he's already on fire, you can't. And that seems pretty cut and dry to me.
Fire.
Next question. Hey Steel, how do I get more fire damage? The simple answer is set as many fires as you can on anything that you shoot.
There's a fire, finally.
The long answer is it depends on the type of ship that you're setting a fire on, specifically how many base hit points it has.
Another. He was immune, but it still counts.
Yep. There's a fire, 2 fires. Was he immune? Is he ticking?
I think those are not going to be immune.
For destroyers, cruisers, and battleships, each fire ticks once every 2 seconds for 0.6% of that ship's base hit point pool.
You get any taste?
Got another fire.
Cool. That one's real, right?
Yeah, it's real.
For carriers only, it's 0.8%.
That's another one. Oh, I think I got sit.
The last thing you want to do to maximize your fire damage is set multiple fires on the same ship. Each ship is broken down into separate sectors, and if given the opportunity, you're going to want to try to set all of those sectors on fire. So what does this mean exactly for the Art Miyoko missions? Firstly, it's pretty easy. Load HE. Second, play a ship that you get a high amount of hits per match. A ship you're good at, basically. If you're good at a bunch of different ships, you have to start doing some legwork. Test it.
You should be clear of immunitizations, this Congo.
I've done some of the work for you by showing you this Cleveland match. I registered 224 shell hits with HE and set 16 fires, and that's roughly 7%. Or in other words, 1 fire for every 14 shell hits. For a ship with 12 guns, that's pretty cool. That's pretty high. As far as the Aoba with the 8-inch guns and its fire chance, I'm not 100% sure. I don't even own it anymore, but if you still play it, run a test, do some math, and then let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to find out what it is.
Oh, he sit me. Oh, man. Whew.
As far as this match is concerned, it's starting to look very bad. Very, very bad. We're down 5 ships to 8.
Oh, no, our north is going down.
Is it? Fuck.
And like you just heard, our entire northern force is about to be destroyed. For those of you that have played straight on domination mode, which I expect you to have played it 100, perhaps what feels like 1,000 times, you know that if the cap defense force goes down, the game is practically over.
Oh, great. That's steering out. I'm gonna be given a broadside here in a second.
Our only chance is to knock down this Congo and knock down the 2 Clevelands and Aoba down south and start capping ourselves.
I'm about to get Bismarcked.
The problem with this is it requires a lot of team coordination. I'm the best type of ship and in the best position to head north, and I have to head north.
I'm about to get Bismarck, too.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Oh no. Didn't kill him?
I got one. I got the Congo.
So here's what has to happen. Crit and the rest of the team have to kill the 3 ships down south and start capping, whereas I have to sail north and get resets. The problem is the red team has 4 ships in already or around the cap, and look at my health. For a little tutorial or refresher, this is how capping works. Each cap holds a certain amount of cap points. When a ship enters the cap, they start collecting those points. On domination mode like this, 1 ship can collect all the points in 3 minutes. If a second ship begins capping, it doubles the speed of the cap, so essentially 1 minute and 30 seconds. If any other ships enter the cap, they start collecting hidden cap points that don't affect the timer.
Oh shit, no. Good torps, good torps.
If any of the ships in the cap that have accumulated cap points are hit by a shell, whether or not it does damage or not, they are effectively reset, which reduces their cap points by 50%.
Arsonist, nice. That one's tough to get.
At that point, the game automatically decides which ships are the top 2 cap point holders in the cap and adjusts the timer to reflect the amount of cap points that those top 2 ships have collected.
We're capping, but they're capping. If you get resets like a lot,
I'm almost dead. So,
yeah. Can you do like one gun on each ship? It is.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
one gun on each ship, yeah. I can try.
Be a lot of resets for you.
What Captain and myself are discussing is the fact that we don't know which ships hold the highest amount of cap points, so I basically have to shoot them all.
Should be 4 up there, 4 ship.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
That's 1. That's 2.
Nice, dude.
That's 3.
Wish I had
That was
Torbs.
some fucking taste. I know you would have fucked him there. He's gonna leave cap. Yeah, he's leaving cap. What's left that's not reset? Like a Kuma?
Where's Cleveland over here?
Dude, you might win this by doing what you just did.
And that's 4.
Dude, you did a fucking awesome job, man. You did a fucking awesome job.
Oh, could have reset that Kuma. Hopefully that New York drives out. It looks like he's driving out.
Oh my god, he drived it. You won the game. You fucking won the game, dude.
So here's what happened. Our Mutsuki entered the enemy cap with 10 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the match. At that point, he started collecting cap points, setting a 3-minute timer in motion. The red team had 4 ships in the cap, each with their own various amount of cap points. 2 of those ships in the cap held the most points. The problem is I didn't know which ships had the most points until after I shot them. And it turns out it was the Fuso and especially the Cleveland. By the time I hit that Cleveland, our Mutsuki had about 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Awesome job.
When it was all said and done, there was no way for the red team to cap in time. Without the red team resetting our Mutsuki, the game was mathematically over. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Feel free to like or comment, and if you're interested in seeing more content in the future, subscribe. My live stream is currently on Twitch at the URL you can see right there. And if you're interested in even more World of Warships videos, I highly recommend The Taste. The link is down below. Thanks again.